Hello, everyone. I meet the most interesting people right here on Duval Street in beautiful Key West, Florida. And today it's freezing. Yeah. I'm sitting here in front of Angelina's Pizza, shivering on a nice cold January day. But I do talk to the rock stars, the heroes, and the gods every day. That's what I do. So welcome to my world. And today I'd like to introduce you to a bona fide rock star. If you would, sir, look at the camera, tell everybody your name and where you're from.
Everybody wants to sit with Kit.
My name is John LaMere, and I live right here in Key West, Florida.
John LaMere, right here in Key West, Florida. Before Key West, where did you come from?
I started on Long Island.
You started on Long Island.
And that's where I cut my teeth playing music. And then I moved to Ocean City, Maryland, and everything changed.
Oh my God. What was that, the purple porpoise?
No, the purple moose.
Yeah, there you go.
We got the purple porpoise down here.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's quite as big a dive bar, is it?
No, it's a big place on the boardwalk.
It's a huge place on the
Ocean City was great. It was a transient crowd. Every single week, different people. I could play the same places.
Kind of like Key West, but different.
Very much like Key West, except we're year-round here.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for today, it's not the balmy, sunny, tropical oasis it should be.
It's freezing cold.
What is it, 68, 70
it's
maybe?
67.
Oof.
According to my smartphone, smarter than me, it's 67 degrees.
Well, most folks would be happy to be here right now, 67.
Which to me is 2 degrees above freezing. That's what I keep saying. 65 is freezing here.
Yeah, we come acclimated.
Yeah, we do. I don't know if it's the rum or the being so close to the equator. We just can't handle the cold. But anyway, Long Island. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Sure. Glen Cove.
Glen Cove?
Right there, North Shore, Nassau County, Glen Cove, about a half an hour outside of Queens.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And when I started playing back 35 years ago, I had to travel. One night I'd play in Queens. The next night I'd have to play all the way out in Montauk, which is a 2-hour drive. Third night I'd play in Brooklyn. So it was a lot of on the road, just on Long Island.
Just on Long Island. Well, it's Long Island for a reason. I mean, it's big.
Well, my commute's changed a bit since I got to Key West.
Yeah, you do it on a bicycle or a scooter?
I walk. I live 2 blocks from all the venues.
You're 3 blocks away. I'm not playing there.
Yeah.
Too far.
Yeah, it's out of my range.
You got a pickup car.
It's funny. When I go to work, it's a 5-minute walk. When I come home, it's usually a half an hour.
Well,
the difference is staggering.
If you were to walk in a straight line, but you don't on the way home.
Right.
Like a sewing machine all over the place.
Go ahead.
Where are you playing now?
I've got 2 residencies right here across the street at Sloppy Joe's.
Yep.
Every Thursday night. And I play at Willie T's just up the block.
Yep.
About 5 nights a week.
That's your steady right there, Willie
That's
T's.
I don't do any more. I've played every bar and joint in this whole town. I love them all, but those 2 work for me.
Right.
Yeah. We all have our own places. There's a great ton of talent in this town, and not everybody works at every location.
No.
Those two work for me.
And that's really important to figure that out too. I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people are just whores to the stage or the money.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say it's not as good a quality, but I agree with you.
Well,
there's some rooms that just don't fit you.
You know what? I pick the rooms that the crowd is my age appropriate. There are some late night bars in town where the crowd's younger, and it's just not for me.
Right.
It was 30 years ago.
Well, that's like when people tell me, "Oh, Key West, Duval Street's changed. It's not like it was back when I was 25." And I go, "Yeah. You're not 25." The 25-year-olds running around down here think it's the same damn thing we thought.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy.
Well, here I am 35 years later, like I said, and I still love going to work. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the whole thing of Key West, why you live here is the same reason.
Well, it speaks volumes when you get sick or hurt and you don't want to call in sick to work.
Right.
I'll take the meds or I'll wrap my fingers and I'll go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a true testament to you loving what you do.
Well, like you, on a very cold, frigid day in Key West, you're sitting out here.
And I could really easily be in front of that oven or home.
Yeah.
Either one. But hey, this is what I do, and I absolutely like this town. I love this town. Part of this whole show is to just it's a big infomercial. I'm just trying to promote you and where you're playing.
Yeah.
And here are some stories from tales from you.
Well, we appreciate you bringing all the people together like this. It's a lot of fun.
I hope it does, and I really hope we look back on it and later years, especially in Laugh. You know, that's.
I do.
Yeah.
I have videos of me playing 15, 20 years ago, and I
Isn't
look
it
at
great?
it, and I go like this.
I had a mullet.
I still got my hair.
Hey, at least I still have my hair, right?
Did you have a mullet too?
You know what? I never did. I was the rocker that had bangs. I didn't ever have this shaved on the sides. You know, even though my wife teased me, it's like, no, I never had a mullet. I made the mistake of having bangs for a while, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, well, again, we still have our hair.
Yeah, we still have our hair.
I cut my
Turning
hair and I
gray.
still play. My grandmother said that to me. She says, you know, John, if you cut your hair, you're still going to sound good. Words of wisdom.
Wow.
So
You
I
know,
did. I cut my hair, and here we are. I'm still
you
playing.
know, I just don't cut mine too often. You know, there's two things that make me laugh whenever people come in. And it's usually people on cruise ships. I'll be working at the pizza shop and they'll go, hey man, you know where I can get some weed? I'm like, no, I don't. And then the other one I get periodically, which still makes me laugh, is, hey, is there a barber on Duval Street? I need a haircut. And I'm like, do I look like I know where there's a barber? I don't know
People
why
actually ask you that?
I've had that asked me probably a dozen times,
I
which
get the
I
same.
still think it's kind of funny.
I get the weed question all the time because
Weed
I'm a
question all
musician,
the
so I
time,
must.
yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
I'll drink my Jack Daniels, and
Yeah.
that's it. But and even in my tip jar, people throw stuff in there. They'll
Oh, yeah.
throw joints and other things
Oh.
like that.
So when I took over the pizza shop, when I first started, you couldn't see the jar. We had it's a tip hole, tip here, and you dropped it in and it went down into a bucket. And at the end of the night, there were things in there that I couldn't identify. And so I decided, that's it. The tip jar has to be up on the counter. We just got to keep an eye on it
Gum
and make sure
wrappers,
nobody
straw
steals
wrappers.
it. Yeah, you know, I mean,
Condoms.
you know,
I get condoms in my tip jar.
various pills that I've never seen, and little, you know, buds of this and bags of stuff. And it's like, no, we
You
cannot.
know, I appreciate the gesture,
Yep.
but I don't know what anybody's done.
No.
So thank you very much.
I'm good.
Bye-bye. Take it off.
It is amazing.
I'll tell you what, you know, the other thing about being on the stage is I get to do all the people watching.
Yeah,
I
you
see
do.
everything. I mean, I'm in the middle of a song and my mind's still wandering. I'm looking at everybody playing out there and walking by. And most of the time I see things on the street that make me feel better about my own choices in life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. I go, well, guess I'm okay right about now. But it's a great town. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
16 years I've been here.
16 years
You got a
been
few
here?
more on me, don't you?
Oh yeah, I moved here permanent. Came here in '85, but after I graduated from college is when I set roots here in
Yeah.
'86. You know, and that was it.
Well, I'm
Never
glad
left.
you're here. You helped me with my winter coat here, you know?
Well, you know.
Angelina's Pizza right behind us.
You got to do that. So hey, if I could circle back, you were talking about people watching.
Yeah.
Can you give us one story of something you've seen from the stage that?
Sure. I got a couple of things.
Okay.
One time I'm playing at a outdoor venue in Oyster Bay, Long Island.
Oyster Bay.
Got a big crowd. It was an outdoor festival. And guy walks by and I recognize him. Turns out it's Billy Joel. And I motioned him over to the microphone and he decided to join me on singing one of his songs. I was literally in the middle of playing It's Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Really?
And he comes up at the last second and he goes, everybody talking about the new sound buddy, but it's still rock and roll to me. Ha! And then he walked off.
That's amazing.
He just stopped in, sang that, kept on going.
Isn't that great?
He's a fellow Long Islander, you know?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I've run into him a few times. A lot of others too. Pat Benatar, Long
Yeah.
Island. Saw her at one of my gigs. She's
Wow.
beautiful in person, I'll tell you.
You know what? I think every guy under 60 had a crush on her for some period of time. Maybe every guy over 60 too.
I was playing at Willie T's a few years ago, and Kenny Chesney stopped in the audience.
Right.
And he's sitting there having some dinner, and I just lost my place in the song I was singing. I was so intimidated just
Really?
having him sitting in front of me. I'm not starstruck, but I was like, Kenny Chesney's listening to me playing. I listen to him playing all the time.
That is pretty damn
Yeah.
cool, though.
Yeah, we do. Right now, this Rock Island Festival is going on,
Yep.
and a lot of big rock stars in town.
Yep.
Last night, Bret Michaels from Poison played,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of rock star sightings in town.
Oh yeah. Well, all the boys from Lit, the brothers from Lit, are in town, hanging out. They're going everywhere. a lot of the band members that I don't know who all they are.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
the unsung heroes that don't.
Yeah,
get the
I
big
don't know who
splashy
they all are.
front page cover. Yeah.
You know, and I recognize them. I don't bother them. I just nod and wave and keep on going. You know,
Being anonymous in a crowd is a good thing sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
You got your own money and fame, but you can still walk around without an entourage.
Anonymity has its definite place. A lot of these people, like Kenny Chesney, would pay for that because I know he'll come here. I'm not even going to say it, but anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it. It's got to be. You've worked so hard to get to that level, and then you get there, and sometimes you just wish you could turn it off.
He's the one who's got that big boat too. You're familiar. He's got a large yacht, gray yacht. And he comes to town all the time, and he's very generous.
He's here a lot.
Yeah.
He's here a lot. I see him a lot, and as soon as people start going, hey, you'll look around and he'll be gone.
Yeah.
You know, because like so many people, they just want to be left alone, and unfortunately, this has run our lives. You know. I
got one more starstruck moment.
Go ahead.
You know, of course, we lost Jimmy Buffett just 6 months ago.
Yep.
And he's a big part of this town, and one of the reasons a lot of people are here. So
he created a whole culture.
He did. And 10 or 11 years ago, he decided to come down for the Meeting of the Minds Week, which is Parrot Heads.
Yep.
And he put on a concert. As they're setting up the stage right outside of Margaritaville, across the street from Willie T's, where I play, Jimmy jumps out of a van and he starts walking down the street toward the stage. Everybody sitting in front of me got up and left. And I'm standing there just dumbstruck. So I look across and I yell on the microphone and said, "Hey, Jimmy, you're killing me over here." And he goes like this. He motions, "Come on." So I unplugged my guitar. I ran over across the street, jumped up on stage. I played a song with the band.
Yeah.
I got a picture of it. And if you look closely in the picture, you can see my guitar wasn't plugged in.
But you were still playing.
I was.
You were playing?
And he was nice, and he gave me a big old high five. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for this guy. So I'm this guy.
Oh, well, this guy you've done well for being this guy.
I've been very lucky.
Yeah, I didn't realize you'd been here 16 years.
Yeah. In the first 10 years, it was just winters. I did summers in Ocean City, Maryland.
I really thought you'd been here since like the turn of the century. I thought you'd been here 20 years, but it's been 16, huh?
Feels like 5.
You know what?
Minutes.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's a funny thing.
Time deprivation here.
Somebody told me the days are long, but the years are fast.
That's a wise statement there.
I didn't come up with that. You know me. I don't.
Boy, that was a real one.
Yeah.
That is real.
I pay attention. But yeah, I've been very lucky. I'm relatively healthy.
Yeah.
And I get to do my job that I love to do.
That's so fantastic. And you're in a place that you enjoy being.
I am.
Which I try to explain to the viewers that, you know, people are here because they want to be here, not because they have to be here.
Yeah.
You know, and you go play because you want to play, not because you have to play. You know, you could call in sick, but you won't because you don't want to do it. You want to play.
I'll tell you what, it's not easy to live here. It's expensive.
No, it's not.
And you got to work hard.
Yes.
But the benefits far outweigh the hard work we put in.
It tries to beat you down constantly.
It does.
You know, and you have to really work at it. You know, you're right. It's not easy. It's not at all.
Good musicians in this town that for some reason or other they couldn't make it here and they had to go back home. They said, "I love this town, but I can't stay here."
I hear it a lot. I hear it.
Did you know there are over 125 full-time working musicians right here in Key West?
120.
It's like no other. We have built a music culture here, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I mean, we have major concert venues. We have big names coming into town all the time, and even small names that are big names in this town.
Well, not to get all political, but all you guys got to keep your eyes on what the commission's trying to do about sound.
The sound ordinance.
We went through this. Personally went through this in the early mid-late 80s to open it up to where it is now, but the culture's trying to shut it down. So I hope you guys are paying attention and work on keeping it open.
Let me give a quick synopsis for people that aren't paying that don't know about it. About 9 years ago, the town enacted a sound ordinance because somebody was living next to a church, and they didn't like that at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, there was a loud band singing "Amen, Amen." So they went to the town, they had a little bit of money and influence, so the town enacted a sound ordinance with a decibel meter. Anyway, that was tough for a while, but then they relaxed a little bit. Now somebody else with a big
It
pocket
happens every few years.
Yeah, every few years. Here's what I think. I think we're going to be okay. It's a good town. We thrive on live music, and it's just a few people that maybe go over the limit once in a while. They'll rein it in, and we're going to be just fine.
Well, let's hope
But
so.
we do have to vote.
Yes, we do. And you're right. We've got such a strong music culture down here. It's just grown by leaps and bounds in the last 20 years. It's just amazing.
We are
It's
we are
amazing.
a microcosm of the whole world down here.
We are.
We're gonna have, you'll see Cuban music. People from
Oh, yeah.
Nashville come in.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole West Coast, and young kids, old kids, and anything you want.
We have just about anything you want.
You know
Just
the old
about.
saying, you can't please everybody. Sure you can, just not
Come
at the
here.
same time. Come here.
Yeah, give it enough time. You'll see it here at some point in time, without a doubt. That's awesome. So, are you playing today?
I'm playing at 6 o'clock at Willie T's. And,
Oh, wow.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, you
I save it up for the weekend, and I hit it hard tonight.
almost like the day off, huh?
Almost. I'm
Wow.
again, 3-hour shift. I go straight through without a break. And
Yeah,
I do that 5 nights a week with a double on Thursday.
that's incredible.
I'm not even the busiest guy in town. There are guys in town that play 7 nights a week, twice a day.
Oh yeah. We know a couple. We won't mention his name, but his initials are Joe the Show. who
Joe
claims,
does 15 gigs a week.
who claims to be the hardest working man in showbiz.
Yeah, he is.
And he does play a lot.
And Joe's a lot younger than I am, so Joe can do that.
Right. And then there's the dirtbags that play like they're 5 or 6 hour.
6 hours straight without a break.
How many hours they play? They go from
Yeah.
8:30 to 3:30 on a Friday and Saturday night.
They're without a doubt one of the best rock bands anywhere in the United States. And
They kill it
the
every
same thing.
night.
6 nights a week, and it's all requests.
It's amazing. It really.
They're not
is.
afraid of anything.
I went, they've been the house band at Dirty Harry's for I don't know how many years. I went back last night and watched them play 3 songs. I just stood right there in the crowd and watched them play 3 songs. I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy this for a minute. 1 minute, one song turned into 2, and on the third one, I'm like, I need to get back to work.
And they played with such precision. Anything
Yeah.
they haven't played before,
Yeah.
Ronnie G on the guitar.
Oh my God,
Let's
he's
go.
a monster.
Sure, Eddie
He-
Van Halen. You want Dokken? They've got everything in their repertoire.
Oh yeah.
Good
Well,
guys.
one of the songs I watched them play last night, and a lot of people, rockers, don't really think about it, but one of the most underappreciated and underrated guitarists, in my opinion, Prince.
Oh yeah.
They played Purple Rain last night, and I said it was the second song they played, and I'm like, all right, let me just watch Ronnie get off
Yeah.
on a little bit of Purple Rain.
Yeah.
And Merrick singing.
And he probably killed it.
He did.
Yeah.
And Adam and drummer Dave. I mean, they were just, for my money, it was spot on. I'm
They're a
like,
great band.
wow,
And they're all good guys,
unbelievable,
too.
unreal.
They're all fun.
Okay, so I'm going to say one last thing. I don't want this to be a one-time interview with you. I'd like for you to come back and talk to me again. I try to tell all my guests to come see me and give me an update on what's going on in your life.
Well,
So-
I'm glad that you hollered at me because you're always here on Thursdays.
I know
this is a
that's
rare
your-
Saturday.
And you know what? Honestly, Tim and I have been talking about it for like 3 months, and we're like, we need to do one day so we can get John to come talk to us.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you.
You're about probably 70% of the reason we did this. I mean, honestly, we could have picked another, but anyway,
100%.
If you know anything
so-
about me, you know I'm never at a loss for words. So I've always got time to sit with you.
Well, I know it's just just getting you on, because we do film on Thursday night, and that's a busy night for
Yeah.
you. That's a work night. I get it.
Yeah.
And we're right in the middle of your whole shift. So, well, I won't hold you up any longer, but I got one last question I've got to ask. It's my mandatory. People want to know, if you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Oh man,
Got to ask. Yeah.
I would probably just be a plain cheese pizza.
There's nothing plain
Yeah.
about cheese.
No,
Cheese pizza's the bomb. Well, I appreciate that.
I've never gotten that question before.
Oh, well, you have today. So, we'd like for you to come back and tell us another tale from the stage one day. So that's it for now. I want to thank everybody for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like us, share us, and keep watching. Thanks. Tim, that's it. Thank you.